Luther's going to say, if the problem is my sins, well, I'll just white knuckle it to overcome my sins and store up enough merits.
If anyone was going to be saved through monkery, Luther said it was he. But of course, every avenue that he sought to find peace of mind and from his conscience ended in disaster. At one point he expressed, love God. You ask me if I love God, sometimes I hate him, because he was so burdened by this relentless sense of guilt that he would spend a couple of hours every day in the confessional.
If I don't have enough merits, well, then I can appeal to the saints, and this is part of Roman Catholic teaching. Works of supererogation. These are works over and above what saints need. Those graces were stored in a treasure chest in heaven.
The popes have taught that Jesus could have shed a single drop of blood and it would have been enough to redeem the world. So since he bled copiously, there is this excess abundance of merit. It's in the treasury of merit. Mary's excess merit, which was a lot, is in there. And then every saint, if they have any extra beyond what they need, that goes in there as well. And that is controlled by the keys of Peter, by the church. And so the church can make financial transfer of merit to the souls of individuals. That's what an indulgence is. It's a transfer of that merit from the treasury of merit to an individual's account, in essence, which can then take away the temporal punishment of sin in this life or in the life thereafter when they're in purgatory. And then in the most unlikely place, there is the lighting of the match that sets it all aflame.
In 1517, Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the castle church door in Wittenberg, Germany, calling into question many of the practices of the Roman Catholic Church, including the selling of indulgences. Because of technologies like the printing press, his criticism spread like wildfire.
There's no doubt that the many changes in Europe made it an ideal time for Luther to begin his theology and his new insights. They were going back to the sources, ad fontes, to the beginnings of where theology should come from. These Reformation ministers and theologians were not satisfied with the Latin Bible. They wanted to go back to the Greek and Hebrew original. And when they did that, they opened up the power of the Scriptures. And so Luther launches with this, the Reformation and the beginnings of Protestant theology.
As Luther began to study the Scriptures afresh, his first realization was that we don't just commit sins, but we are sinners.